guys, and welcome back to another video of ECK Sports. And today, I'm going to be doing basically the second half of my MLW season predictions for the 2021 MLW season. So, in this video, I'm basically going to go over a couple things. I'm going to go over my playoff predictions, All-star predictions, and award predictions. So, without further ado, let's get into my All-star prediction. For the AL, Ryan Kracht, Nick Saylor, Kyle Schultz, John Flynn. I have Andy Durand, Jason Chadwick, and last but not least, Drew Davis. So those are my All-Star rosters. Now for the NL All-Star rosters. Jimmy Knorp, Daniel Schultz, Chris Cheetam, Jonah Heath, Tommy Coughlin, Ben Wilson, and Dallas Allen. Now you're saying, oh, where's Brennan Jorgensen? Well, here's what I say. I watched that spring training video, and yeah, I'll say, after I watched the spring training video, I quickly realized he's not the same pitcher, and he's not the same player in general. I don't know what happened to him over the offseason. Like, here's the thing. A lot of people talk about last year's playoff. I don't think so. I think last year's playoffs, people just started to get more used to him. He was still pitching the same and stuff, but now he just looks totally different. Bad way, too. Hopefully he can fix it because, again, the league is better when Brendan Jorgensen is pitching elite. So, hopefully he can go back to being the pitcher he was in season. It doesn't look that way. And about Dallas Allen, I'm very high on Dallas Allen, so I think he can definitely get that. So those are my All-Star roster. Now we're going to go to my playoff prediction. For the AL, I have the Cobras and the Predators facing off in the first round. I think that the Predators will sweep the Cobras in 2 games. I just think that the Cobras, I know they got Baranoski, but they're just such a liability in the playoffs. And while the Preds have 2 guys that are really good in the playoffs and the Cobras don't really have any, maybe Baranoski could be, and I guess Durand is. Alec Warda comes up clutch in big moments, and Ryan Kracht comes up clutch in big moments too. So, I know Kracht does it on the mound. Warda does it at the plate. Like, Kracht he doesn't give that walk-off home run, and Alec Warda gets that walk-off home run. That's what the Preds have. And the thing is, Drew is that guy who gives up that walk-off home run. And they're the guys that strike out in clutch moments. And I just think that the Preds, they have more experience than the Cobras do. I think that the Cobras are going to get knocked out by the Preds in the first round. So for the NLDS, this one was so close. And I know it's crazy, but I've become a lot lower on the Gators. And they've definitely slipped in my power rankings. But I think that when the Gators play the Eagles in the NLDS, it's basically going to be Chris Cheetam versus Daniel Schultz. I do think that Dallas Allen and Brendan Jorgensen can step up their games. But I do think that the Gators with Chris Cheetam is that guy that comes up in big moments and does it. That's also the same with Daniel. I know you're going to look at it and you're going to say, oh, the Gators are leaps and bounds better than the Eagles. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Jorgie isn't even that good anymore. And Brendan Szerlag isn't that good either. So, then you look at the Eagles and you see the talent with Dallas Allen and maybe Blade Walker and Daniel. Here's the problem. They're probably going to play Neal Smith and they're probably going to play Zach Whalen and Clayton Price, and that's why the Gators will win. Now, for the ALDS, I think that the Wildcats are going to beat the Predators, unfortunately, in 3 games. Now, I originally had the Preds here for one reason and one reason only, and that's because it's kind of boring to have the Cats go in and lose the World Series again. I realize, I think Saylor will lift the team to wins. I think that you're going to see a very fought-out series. I think the last game, again, I think, errors are going to cost the Preds to lose. It won't be one of those where you're like, oh, the Preds got beat. They suck. They really got beat. It's going to be one of those where you're like, oh, if this one play happened, the Preds would have won. So I think you're going to see that type of series, but I have the Wildcats moving on to face the winner of the NLCS. In the NLCS, I have the Gators and Diamondbacks facing, and frankly, I don't think this is going to be close. I think the Diamondbacks are going to win in 2. Listen, I'm saying it again. I'm just not high on Jorgie anymore. I'm just not. I'm not high on Jorgensen anymore. The stat predictions I had? I'm even lower on him now. Jorgensen just is a big question mark at this point, and so is Brendan Szerlag. Both Brendans are question mark. With a team, the Diamondbacks, that the only question mark they have is if question marks are a real thing. That's their only question mark, because they don't have any. Knorp, both Knorps, when I say both Knorps, I mean, as played it on the mound are givens. Wilson is pretty much a given. Heath is pretty much a given too. All three guys are amazing. We know it. We've seen them play. We've seen them last year. We've seen Knorp and Heath in spring training just going crazy. Heath wasn't going crazy, but he was doing decent. He didn't show, a similar performance to Georgie where it's like, where did he go? Like, is this the same person? So I think that both of those guys, Knorp, Heath, and Wilson, will be on their A game throughout the entire series. And I think that Chris Cheetam is amazing. Do end up thinking that Knorp and the rest of the D-backs pulls this one out pretty easily just because the Diamondbacks are a lot deeper. The Western Wildcats versus the Downtown Diamondbacks in the World Series. Everybody predicts World Series to go in 5. That's boring. Diamondbacks are going to be your World Series champions in 4 games. I really like the Diamondbacks here. I think with Knorp, I have a lot of confidence in Knorp. I have a lot of confidence in Heath. I have a lot of confidence in Wilson. You see how well that team gels together. Their chemistry is one of the best in the league, and their talent is too. Like, you'd think the Eagles' chemistry would be great. It's actually not. The Eagles' chemistry isn't good. So, and you'd think, oh, all these friends are together. You'd think they have great chemistry. They actually don't. Look at them in the field. Their chemistry is not great. So, I think that the Diamondbacks' chemistry in the field is obviously awesome. I mean, Knorp is an awesome fielder. Wilson is an awesome fielder. And Heath is a decent fielder too. And at the plate, all three guys are awesome. On the mound, I mean, Heath is a good, solid option. And Knorp is going to be a mid to top level ace this year. So I love this Diamondbacks team. They're so exciting to watch. And yeah, I think that they're going to be the World Series champions in 2021. Now we go to the awards. So let's just get this all out of the way. The manager of the year is Jimmy Knorp. I mean, you're going to win. You win World Series, stuff like that. Come on. It's going to happen. I think that Jimmy will definitely win manager of the year, especially if he wins the World Series. The next one that I'm going to talk about is most clutch. This is also kind of an easy one because you figure there's going to be a guy that comes up clutch in the World Series and with a big home run. It's not going to be Heath, not going to be Knorp. Who's the guy that comes up and hits home runs when he needs to? Ben Wilson is going to be your most clutch this year. And then with your Gold Glove, I think Kyle Schultz is going to take back that trophy. Kyle Schultz is great. He's awesome at fielding, and he's going to come back and he's going to win the Gold Glove award. He's probably going to make a sick one-handed diving catch. I'm predicting it right now. He's going to come off the mound and dive for a ball with one hand and make an absolute crazy catch. That's my prediction. Kyle Schultz, Gold Glove. Now for Silver Slugger, I think that this one is going to go to Nick Saylor. Saylor is quite the player. He's just such a great hitter. I've never seen a guy with this much potential. I mean, you watch him play, you're amazed. His swing is awesome. You look at the spring training, you're like, oh, how many hits did he get? I mean, there was pretty solid win. There was some win there. He hit the ball right to the fence. And if Chadwick didn't, rob it, there's a home run. He basically had 2 home runs. He had 4 RBIs in that game. Nick Saylor is a flat out stud. And if you argue otherwise, you're wrong. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Nick Saylor is very good. He's going to hit for high average. He's going to have a lot of RBIs. He's going to have a lot of home runs. Why do I even need this long to explain why Nick Saylor should win Silver Slugger? You know what? I don't know. Your Rookie of the Year going to be Dallas Allen. Now, here comes Declan saying, Caden Irwin. Caden Irwin's the GOAT. Caden Irwin. How do you have Dallas Allen? He's 16 years old. Oh. Okay, here's my response, because I know if Declan sees this, he's going to be like, what? What are you talking about? Here's what I have to say. I think that with seeing Dallas Allen is kind of similar to Nick Saylor in that I see so much talent in him. Now, I am not comparing the two. I'm just saying that I see Dallas Allen as the highest ceiling in this draft. And again, you're going to say Caden Irwin. Yeah, he's close. And Brendan Baranoski is a safe pick. But I have it being very close between Allen and Baranoski. But I think that Allen will come up and just barely win it. But it's going to be very close. And now for Cy Young, it's really close. It's good. I was between Knorp, Cheetam, Kracht, Kyle, all those guys, right? But I said it's going to be Ryan Kracht. I looked at the numbers. I'm like, okay, this. So it's got to be Ryan Kracht. I think that Kracht has been probably the most dominant pitcher over the past 2 years, but he's never been the most dominant pitcher. Because I would say Kyle was the best last year, and then Dan was the best in 19. But then Kracht was the second best in both of those years. So I think that Kracht will win the Cy Young this year and go back-to-back Cy Youngs. And again, it's just crazy. Ryan Kracht was the first person to ever win a Cy Young that does not have the last name Schultz or Coughlin. So that's a pretty good achievement. But now, for the MVP, let's go over my candidates. Now, some of my candidates are Nick Saylor, Jonah Heath, Kyle Schultz, Chris Cheetam, Jimmy Knorp, and Ryan Kracht. The MVP winner will be Chris Cheetam. Here's why. I have the Gators going 8-7, and I don't think Jorgie's gonna have a good year. I don't think Szerlag's gonna have a good year. I think Cheetam will carry this team to a different level. I think he's gonna get help from Jorgie at some points, but I think he's gonna have a high average. He's gonna have a lot of home runs, and his pitching is going to be stellar. He's going to become that ace. And once he becomes that ace, the Gators are going to start to win more games. And he's going to start to be one of the best hitters in the entire league. I love Chris Cheetam. I think he's going to be a special player this year. So definitely watch out for him. And Chris, if you're watching this, you're one of my favorite players in the league. Which is weird I say that because you were one of my least favorite players in the league just a couple months ago. I really respect Chris's game. Even when I didn't like him, I really respected Chris's game. He's one of the best in the league. I think right now he's the 4th best player. Yeah, that's my prediction for MVP. Thank you guys for watching, and if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace.